You know, there was a time in the 80s when movies didn't just get weird, they got completely out of control. Sometimes in the best ways, sometimes not so much. I'm talking about movies where you sit there and go, this would never get made today, and I'm not sure how it got made even back then. What's up, guys? I am Chase with ABA Pop Culture, and today we are diving into the wildest, most bizarre, most unhinged movies the 80s ever gave us. I'm talking about movies that just blew your mind, and real quick, I'm just going to tell you, Life Force, if you're looking for it, is not on this list because it's in a league of its own, and I just talked about it. I talk about it all the time because it is a great example of the craziness the 80s had to offer, and that movie exists on a whole other level, but don't you worry, I have 10 other great ones right here, so pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so starting off at number 10, you actually have one of my favorite movies of all time, but that doesn't make it any less crazy. Now, it's not in the bad movie, like what the hell were they thinking portion of this list. It's more in the this would never get made today, and I'm not really sure what John Hughes was thinking of when he created 1985's Weird Science. Now, I have gone on the record to say this is my favorite John Hughes movie, and is one of my favorite movies of all time. It feels completely fun, but when you really think about it, it's a little twisted, too. You got two high school outcasts who use a computer to literally create the perfect woman, and somehow it works. She comes to life, and she has powers to manipulate reality. She immediately starts pushing them into situations they are absolutely not ready for, including in the shower right off the bat. So that's already a little awkward because they're supposed to be not quite ready for that, let's just say. And then you have bar scenes. You've got bikers that come in. They're like mutant bikers. House parties that spiral out of control. These kids looking for, the best way to use this beautiful woman, and she is more than willing to accommodate, while also helping them find their true loves and what it means to be men and to treat ladies the right way. I mean, yes, you could argue that it's just ultimate wish fulfillment fantasy, and at its core, it's a crazy teen comedy that dives into some adult territory but has a crazy amount of heart too. So much going on here. It is absolutely unhinged, but in all of the best ways. Now, from one of the greats, one of my favorites of all time, we go straight to some cult madness with The Toxic Avenger from 1984 from Trauma Films. Yes, I know it's trauma. Yes, I'm Southern. Yes, I talk fast sometimes. It sounds like trauma, 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 trauma. It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa. Calm down, everyone out there. It's a trauma film, and the story follows a janitor who gets bullied, falls into a vat of toxic waste, and transforms into a grotesque superhero. And that sounds goofy until you see how violent the movie actually is. And you've got heads being crushed, limbs being ripped apart, completely over the top gore. And the tone swings between like cartoon comedy to full-on brutality. It's ridiculous, but also kind of iconic. Toxic Avenger comes in at number 9. Now, at number 8, you also have one of my favorite horror movies. Listen, I'm telling you, just because they're crazy doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, though some of these are. This one is not. It's 1986's From Beyond. This one is directed by Stuart Gordon, and this one's loosely based on an H.P. Lovecraft story. Stars Jeffrey Combs and one of my favorites all time, Barbara Crampton. The story revolves around a machine that stimulates the pineal gland, or whatever gland, stimulates the gland in your brain, and it allows you to see creatures from another dimension. And that sounds cool until it starts changing the people. So then you get extreme crazy body horror, mutations, reality breaking down, and the movie leans very hard into the sexual overtones. These aren't undertones. These are overtones. Psychological instability. You've got Barbara Crampton in her famous sort of leather outfit, if you know what I'm saying. This is one of those films that the deeper you go into it, the stranger, more risque, and absolutely more uncomfortable it gets from beyond. I love the movie, but it's definitely unhinged. It comes in at number 8. Now at number 7, we have a perfect example of just go with it type of filmmaking that you would get sometimes in the 80s. That is, don't even have to look further than the title of The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. That is a mouthful from 1984. And trying to explain this movie to someone who's never seen it is a fool's errand. It's next to impossible because Buckaroo he's a brain surgeon, he is a rock star, he is a physicist and a hero all at the same time. And the plot involves aliens. They're like from another dimension trying to invade Earth. And you've got Jeff Goldblum in a cowboy outfit, which is worth the price of admission as it is. John Lithgow going completely over the top. Science fiction that makes no attempt to explain itself whatsoever. I mean none. The movie doesn't hold your hand. It just throws you in and expects you to like it and keep up. Absolutely unhinged. Buckaroo Banzai, it's here at number 7. Now at number 6, we're going to go back to the horror world, but with a twist with 1985's Re-Animator. Now, I love this movie. I've done a bunch of videos on this movie. I did a Midnight Movies with Chase special on this film. You've got Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton again in this movie, a great 4K here by Ignite Films. And the story follows a medical student who discovers a serum that can bring the dead back to life. And of course, it goes horribly wrong. And now you've got reanimated corpses, dark comedy, horror, and some of the most infamous scenes in horror history that people still talk about today. This is where the head is going downtown and Barbara Crampton is strapped to a table and she can do nothing about it but scream without her clothes on. People still talk about that to this day, but the movie is smart. It's gross. It's completely unafraid to go there. And it goes there again and again. This is not one of those examples of a bad, ridiculous, what were they thinking movie from the 1980s. This is an example of a home run of what the hell were they thinking movie from the 1980s. Re-Animator comes in at number 6. Now, number 5 is where this list is going to get uncomfortable in sort of some ways. It's 1989's Society, and this story follows a teenager who's wealthy, but he starts to suspect that his family and the upper class people around him are not quite what they seem. At first, it plays like a paranoia thriller, but then the truth is revealed, and it is one of the most bizarre, grotesque finales you will ever see. We're talking body horror. We're talking melting and merging in human forms, nudity, full metaphor made literal in this movie. It's the kind of ending where you just sit there and go, what in the hell did I just watch? I better watch it again. That is Society, and it comes in at number 5. Now, at number 4 is one of my favorites as well, and this one is the perfect mix of ridiculous and genius at the same time. It is 1988's Killer Klowns from Outer Space. And that's exactly what the movie's about. You have aliens arrive here on Earth, and they're basically giant circus clowns. And they hunt humans using cotton candy cocoons, popcorn weapons, balloon animal traps, shadow puppet killers, poison pies, all kinds of stuff. The movie fully commits to that bit and knows exactly what it is, and it never breaks the tone. It's colorful, bizarre, weirdly creative. It all somehow works. It is a cult hit icon to this day. One of the most beautiful, colorful 4Ks I have ever seen in my life. A ridiculous PG-13-esque horror movie that everyone could watch, not take it too seriously, unhinged fun that the whole family can enjoy. A little gateway horror from the 80s coming at you with Killer Klowns from Outer Space. All right, so now in the top three, we take a turn because this is where it goes from those are enjoyable to number three is on the line, and the top two are in the how in the heck did this get greenlit territory. Now, number three I have here somewhere, but I can't find it because I watched it with my 15 and 13-year-old not too long ago, and they were like, yeah, what in the heck? But it was fun. It was 1986's Howard the Duck, produced by George Lucas. Yes, that George Lucas. The story follows a humanoid duck transported to Earth who ends up in a relationship, quotes, with a human woman. And the movie plays that completely straight. And you've got a cast in this thing. You've got Leah Thompson. You've got Tim Robbins in this film. You got George Lucas back there behind it. But this thing is loaded with adult humor. It's got nudity, suggestive, awkward, uncomfortable scenes between Leah Thompson wearing almost nothing and a duck. A tone that never quite settles. You have a chase scene that goes on for a third of the movie. And the biggest question while watching this is exactly who is this made for? Kids or adults? Because there's Play Duck magazines. There are these awkward situations, sexual situations. Howard works in a, let's just say, a pleasure palace at one point in this. Nobody knows who this is for to this day, which is why it's kind of legendarily awkward and a cult film that's just there. It's crazy, man. Howard the Duck, it comes in at number three. All right, now the top two, we go into the there is no excuse for these films existing territory. Completely off the rails. What the heck were they thinking? Why was this film ever made? And it starts with, and yeah, I've got both of them. It starts with the Garbage Pail Kids movie from 1987. And listen, I was like 8 when this came out or something, like right there, 7, 8 when this came out. Because I can't remember exactly when it came out. But it was based on the trading cards. And my brother and I collected those cards, and they were gross out, and that was the thing to do at the time. So they were going to capitalize on that with a movie that makes no sense. And these things were already gross. That's the whole point of them. But the movie, it takes that whole concept and gets even stranger, more weird, more gross, more disgusting. And the story follows a kid who befriends these little grotesque ankle biter creatures who live in a garbage can. And you've got tons of gross out humor, disturbing character designs, a tone that feels completely off, uncanny valley, just uncomfortable to watch. You have this whole modeling side story with women in underwear. It is completely weird. It's not charmingly weird. It's just completely weird and gross. It's hard to believe this was aimed at kids. I don't know who it's for. I can't make it through it this day in my life. I don't know how this was ever made. There's no reason for you to ever get this movie. It is very bad. Very, very bad. But Garbage Pail Kids, how was it ever made? I don't know. It's one of the weirdest things the 80s had to offer. And you may ask, how can you top that, Chase? How could you possibly have a movie that's on top of that? And I do, and I own it too, and there's no excuse for it. And it was put out by the same company, Vinegar Syndrome, who are saving these movies, restoring them to traumatize another generation and make them ask, Why in the hell did you make this? And why does it still exist? It's 1988's Mac and Me. And this looks like the Olin Mills photo from hell right here. And this one is often remembered as an E.T. knockoff, but honestly, it is not that. It is not that. Don't let anybody convince you of that. This is something else entirely. The story follows an alien stranded on Earth, all right, who befriends a young boy, but everything else about this movie is completely off. This is like McDonald's Coca-Cola, the movie with aliens. Heavy product placement, McDonald's stuff all over the place, scenes in McDonald's, Coca-Cola everywhere, strange, disturbing tonal shifts, infamous wheelchair cliff scene with a kid going over the cliff in a wheelchair, and then you have a full-on choreographed dance number inside a McDonald's with guys who are supposed to be like high school kids in full football uniforms, pads and all, and everybody can just somehow magically do this dance because it basically became a corporate commercial that somehow became a feature film. That's why it lands at number 1, because it's not just weird, it is absolutely baffling. Why, how this exists, there was no need for it, it's completely uncalled for. Do not buy it. It's hideous. It's horrible. The 4K looks incredible, but you're looking at an incredibly weird movie that is one of the strangest the 80s had to offer. There's no excuse for this movie. It is absolute craziness, and it comes in at number 1. And that's what made the 80s so special. These movies didn't feel controlled. Now, a lot of these are really good, genuine movies. Weird Science, From Beyond, Re-Animator, Killer Klowns. Genuinely good films. Then you have movies like these two monstrosities right here that are not good films. But the 80s made you feel like anything could happen with movies, and that itself was such a great feeling. Movies took chances whether they worked or not. They entertained us. They took the step to entertain you. They didn't worry about anything else, and that's why we are still talking about them today. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you'd like to join the channel, I got my Patreon link below. You'll get your name on every video. Special members-only videos, behind-the-scenes looks at my filmmaking, deep dives and reviews into physical media like this. God bless you. And if you're around the channel a lot here, then you'll know that this video right here is probably the last one you're going to see before we start our halfway to Halloween 2-week celebration. Halloween nostalgia, horror films, all for 2 weeks, celebrating that big halfway point to that great time of year known as spooky season and Halloween. So make sure you hang around here for all of it. And that's what I got for you this time. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.